This right here is a launch pad, and if you guys didn't see in a recent update, they actually completely changed the way that these work. Essentially now, instead of the launch pad just sending you up a set amount of distance, you can change it by going ahead and interacting with it. So there's 3 different levels of power. And since the buff, I scattered launch pads all around these builds because it is a really nice way to travel from place to place quickly. And on screen here, we have a timer, and I'm going to show you exactly how long it takes for us to hit the launch pad and fly all the way over to our airstrip. Trust me, guys, there's a good reason that we're doing this. I actually found something super jaw-dropping that I'm going to share with you shortly. But first, the timer is queued, so let's just go ahead and hit this launch pad, fly over to our airstrip, and see how long it takes us. Again, we just need to see so we get a baseline, because I'm going to go ahead and show you another method right after this. So just like that, we went ahead and landed. The time is on screen. I genuinely don't know what it is, but yeah, you see it here. But what I haven't shown you in the beginning of this video yet is this launch pad setup right here. Now, this is an old tactic. I literally did this way back in the day, but going ahead and using the new launch pad on a slanted build might just be super crazy. So let me just go ahead and pop up the timer once again. And let's just compare the time difference between these two methods. The second I bounce, the timer is going to start just like the first method. So let's just go ahead and hit this, and then it'll launch us super quickly because obviously we have the new force, and then we're already landed. I don't know what the time difference is, but you can see it here. Obviously, I know the second method was faster because you could just kind of tell. Anyway, that was just a very simple example of how I discovered this method in the first place, because I was scrolling Reddit when I came across this post here. Lego Fortnite Odyssey launchpad versus glider. And credit to this person here for the find. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. I'm sorry. But the original post will be down in the description. Anyway, let's watch this video together, because this person traveled 500 meters using 2 different methods. The first was obviously gliding, which you can see in the bottom left. And then in the middle of the screen, you're seeing him go absolutely ballistic with this launch pad method. And yeah, as he's going back and forth, it's just so quick because he's not even having to pull out his glider. He's chaining together multiple bounces, and he got back and forth in just about, 26 seconds. Whereas on this screen, you could see that he's still on his original glide if he were to just use launch pads. The difference is absolutely insane for that reason. And looking at it here, it was a 33-second difference to travel 500 meters. And that's crazy for a few reasons. I'll go ahead and explain. And obviously, we do have a lot of transportation methods in this game now between the launch pads. Normally, we have bus stations scattered absolutely everywhere. And then we obviously have vehicles and airships. But even with all those methods, I still think there's a really good reason to use these launch pads. And that is, like you just saw, for those shorter distances like 500 meters, because you're not really going to want to fast travel 500 meters between the loading screens and then jumping down from the battle bus. That would actually probably take longer than the launch pad method. So for these short journeys, I think it'll be super efficient. So in today's video, guys, we are going to be trying to build the exact same thing we just watched, chaining together some launch pad jumps so that we can move quite a bit of ways away from this village here. The main reason for that is because if I come over to my city build and try to build anything, you'll see that there are too many builds nearby, and they tell me to try somewhere else, which is very unlucky. And ever since I started getting that error message, I've been thinking about where I should live. And honestly, I think that this launchpad method really makes sense to me, because again, like I just said, I won't have to fast travel and go from base to base and sit through loading screens. I won't have to take an airship out for a flight. All I'll have to do is jump on a few launch pads, sit still, enjoy the ride, and then I'll be over at a village right next door. I think it makes sense overall. Now, the only question we have to answer is, where do we want to build? Because if we're going to go ahead and build this launch pad chain that I'm talking about, we're going to have to build it to a final destination somewhere, and that's going to be where I want to build my village. So thinking about it, I really like this lake here. Obviously, my last expert mode world had that lake build that everyone probably remembers if you watched me back then. So this is a decent area. I'm just afraid it's still maybe a little bit too close. I mean, the city's right over this hill here, so I don't want to get the error message again. That would suck. And this feels like a bit of a crazy idea, but right across the way where I pinned is just a ginormous hill that's surrounded by the ocean. I mean, it's foggy outside, but if I open my map, you could see exactly what we're looking at. It's on the very corner, but I think it would make for a really cool launch pad tower. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, getting to work. We're destroying the launch pad that we used at the start of this video, because this is where we're actually going to take off from. In order to do this effectively, we're going to have to measure out every single inch of this journey all the way over to this mountain. Stay tuned, because hopefully you guys can follow along and do the same thing in your world if you enjoy the way that this build comes together, which I think you guys will. But starting out, it's going to be pretty simple. And here we go, guys. We went ahead and stacked up 4 different fence pieces, and we're gonna follow that up with a dynamic foundation to start out this build here. If you guys aren't aware of what we're doing, we're basically getting this angle so that we can snap off of it. And hang on a sec. I'll show you exactly why this is so smart in a moment here. So let's go ahead and get down that piece. We can break the foundation. And then now that we have that slanted piece, you can see exactly why it's so important. And that's because we can throw a launch pad on it. And now we subtly integrated a launch pad into this thing. Yeah, wow. Okay. So we can break that and we can basically walk on this. This is going to be the start of our entire launch, and it sends us, okay, onto the side of a hill. That's a bit of a challenge, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, honestly, this is like the perfect start because you can barely even tell it's here. It's not super intrusive on the design of this village at all. And then, of course, it's going to be very consistent because you're going to walk onto the same spot every time. As long as you walk into the middle here, you'll launch, and then you should land in the same spot, which is going to be on the side of the hill. Because it's on the side of the hill, like I said, it's a little trickier, but it's nothing we can't figure out. So let's just go ahead and do this together right now. And I'm thinking the solution here is gonna be something like this. Essentially, we're doing what we just did, where we stack up a bunch of these floor pieces followed by a dynamic foundation. If we throw this down and it's angled, then we should be able to cut this out. And once again, snap. Oh my goodness. Did we just do it? Did we just do it? Are we that smart? Hang on. So we're gonna break this. And I don't expect for the launch pad to be in the perfect place on the first attempt, but let's at least place one down here. Of course, we'll crank it up to max power. And taking it from the top again, the reason this is going to be so OP is because I'm not going to have to move my character at all once I hit the first launch pad. So it's got to be consistent. That's the name of the game with this one. So we're hitting this first one, and let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that shouldn't be too hard of an adjustment here. It's actually a pretty good first guess, but I believe we just need to move it a little bit more towards us here. So maybe something like that might work. Oh, we hit launch pad number 2, and number 3 is going to be right here, which is pretty sick because it's on the downslope. Okay, we just put down a third launch pad the same way that we did for our second one. So let's make sure the first one and the second one still work properly, which they do. And as you can see, we have a third one. Can we hit it? And we cannot. Okay, wow. We were way off. So let's break that. Let's go ahead and make that slight readjustment. I feel like that right there might work. Okay, can I hit it? This is the second try. Oh, dude, we're so close. All right, let's see if this hits. Let's see if this hits. We're gonna go down and oh, let's go. We're getting so close to the hill already. Okay, we're landing and we're gonna go ahead and put down another launch pad right here. We gotta make sure we get the angle over at the mountain here. Okay, so we went ahead and built ourselves the angle. Once we have the angle, again, we're just going to go ahead and snap it off. And I am keeping this in the video. Not sure if this is too much. Let me know if you guys like to see these extended building cuts. But anyway, let's go ahead and just finish this one out. All we got to do now is just snap a launch pad. And hopefully the pin is exactly where it's supposed to be. All right, launch pad is down. It's facing exactly at the mountain. We're getting closer with every single one. Oh my goodness, it just worked first try. Okay, we're right here. We're so close. At this point, I think if I play my cards right, I should be able to launch myself very close, if not all the way up the mountain. So for hopefully the last time, we're going to try to get our angle here. Again, we're going to do that by stacking. I think 3 should be good. Yeah, we're going to go with 3 fence pieces followed by this right there. Go ahead and snap off the rest of the angle and we can break all of this. Now, honestly, this should be in the perfect spot. I'm just wondering if it'll launch us all the way up. And, oh, dude, it's just a little bit too low. I'm just not sure there's any angle that'll give us enough power to get up. Like, man, yeah, no. It's just not happening. So maybe when I start this actual build, because reminder, we are planning on making an entire build up on this hill, but maybe I'll go ahead and make some sort of lodge that overlooks everything from the side of the hill. That way it'll be our landing pad as well. I don't want to make things too complicated. So yeah, if this will send us here consistently every time, like I said, maybe I'll just make that the landing pad. All right, now this is my first attempt at the entire chain here. We'll go ahead and time it and things like that later, but I'm just interested to see if I put that last launch pad in the right spot. And as you can see, this is our third one right here. We just hit it. This is going to be our 4th, and it's only going to be 5 launch pads in total. And whoa, wait, why did that one not hit? Wait, what? I hit the back of that launch pad. That was really weird. Okay, wait, we hit 4. Oh, and we hit 5. Okay, we officially did it. Wow, I completely missed the landing pad. But guys, you just saw that. I wasn't even commentating because it was my first time testing and I did not think it was actually going to work. But just like that, a 5 launch pad combo that will send us all the way over here, which is basically 500 meters away. I started up on this hill and yeah, 562 meters. But guys, I think it's time for the real test, which is going to be, is this method actually faster than just fast traveling there? So to test this, we're going to start with just fast traveling. And obviously my fast travel bus station is right there. So here we go. We're starting at a normal pace. And as you can see, we have the timer on screen as soon as we click the button. We're just going to test this out to see a baseline of how long it'll take us to go ahead and dive down to the island, of course, or not the island. Actually, it's more of a mountain. The point still stands. Here we go. We're diving down, and obviously that loading screen and the bus sequence will take a little bit of time, which is why I think that the launchpad method is going to be a bit better. But we're getting down. We're super close to being at the very end, and just like that, you can stop the timer. And I believe that was about 30 seconds. You can see the official time on screen right now. But here we go. We're wasting no time. As you can see, we're over here by our launch pad, and we're about to test it up with a side-by-side comparison against the other method. We're hitting launch pad number 1 and 2. Here goes number 3. And yes, dude, it's so satisfying to hit the launch pads in the center. And there's number 4. We're almost there. Number 5. And this is so much quicker. It just has to be. So 30 seconds on the other one. And this one is done at about 18 seconds. So yeah, myth confirmed. We shaved off over 10 seconds. That's absolutely incredible. Let's go ahead and continue onwards because we're going to build the highway going back now. Obviously, if we want this to work the best, we got to build it both ways. So let's do that. Okay, guys, and we're picking up the video. It's been a little bit since what you just watched, but the reason I hit record is because I actually just finished the entire launchpad highway. And what I mean by that is right here, we actually have the return route. So we're hitting the first launchpad, sends us into the middle of the ocean. We land perfectly on the second one. Again, I believe we have 5. So this is number 3. We're about to go up and hit number 4. And just like that, we're already back at our village. It hasn't even loaded in yet. But dude, look at how fast that was. I mean, you guys just saw it. Super satisfying and super fun. It's going to be such a good way to get from village to village because yes, like I said, I am going to be putting a village over in that new spot of land. And speaking of that new spot of land, let's get back over to the top of the mountain. Again, I just find this so much fun to do. We're going to hit 1 and look at this. Like it's literally automatic every single time. It never messes up anymore. So yeah, we fully fleshed it out and it's just such a quick way around. You don't have to wait for the battle bus to load in. You don't have to wait for the loading screens. You just get right over here super duper quickly. And then of course we can hit this last launch pad and get up here. But right over the hill, you can see that there's a little bit of smoke and that's because there's a campfire there. Now, if we go ahead and check, oh my goodness. Okay, so he is still here. I saw him and that's the reason why I started recording. I was hoping he didn't disappear. And for the first time, wait, actually, no, it's not the first time. Actually, wait, he died recently. For the second time, we're actually going to go ahead and tell Lizzik to come explore with us because we have been wanting a villager like this. And actually, wait, why would I take him home if I said I'm going to start a village here? I might as well just make him the first villager at this new location. So let's pop the village square down somewhere where it hopefully will cover the entirety of this mountain. For now, we're going with the name Cheeseland. Kind of love that. I kind of want the village to be on this entire flat spot. We've got to move it. That's up number 2. Let's pull out a build and okay, so the village goes to right here. Do we want it all the way to the cliff? Yeah, I feel like we should. And 3rd time's the charm. That one should do the trick. Let's go ahead and check. And yeah, okay. The village is basically to the very end here. And the reason why I was so particular about where I put the village down is because obviously on the other side, we're going to have a ton of space for the village as well. So yeah, if I wanted to come over here and do another build project, the villagers would still be able to reach it. Anyway, we have finally secured Lizzik. He's actually one of my favorite villagers as of lately, but I just haven't had much luck with him. But he's going to be the first villager here at this brand new spot, which I'm going to tell you guys about in a second. Obviously, I haven't told you about the plan here, but there is a big plan. But first, let's go ahead and tell him to join our village and give him a bed. And wow, would you look at that? We actually got Lizzik. Anyway, in case you were curious about what we're doing with this village, one thing that I really want to prioritize with this is storage. Obviously, pretty recently, we did get these gem chests, which hold 28 things. It's the biggest chest we currently have in LEGO Fortnite Odyssey. And then on top of that, if you didn't know, we have the new village chest functionality. Basically, that makes it so every chest within the village boundaries are recognized and you can craft things super quickly. And because of all those changes, I just want to take advantage of the village chest function and spam a bunch of chests down and put a bunch of resources here. Obviously, it's going to be less of a pretty looking village and it's really just going to be used for storage and overall functionality. And it's far enough away, of course, from the rest of my build projects and villages. To be precise, if I pin it on a map, it's about 500 meters, which means there will be no lag. That's the reason why I distanced them out so far. But obviously, we can always take the fast travel or we could take the fun route with these launch pads, which again is actually so much faster than taking the fast travel. You guys saw it earlier in the video. though. Like, yeah, when I get over here, I come in so fast that it's not even loaded in, which is just crazy. But it's an adjustment we really just have to make because of that memory limit. I wish that wasn't the case, but you got to do what you got to do. And right now, it feels like the best solution is going to be this launchpad highway. So guys, let me know what you think of this. Drop a comment down below and let me know if you've ever tried something like this in your world. I would highly recommend it if you haven't. And obviously, it will take a little bit, but once you do, it'll definitely be worth it. But guys, that's about been it for me today. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end of this one. If you made it all the way until the end, stay tuned because tomorrow we're not going to be posting a video. We're going to be streaming live. So make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss that live stream. We'll be recording videos on stream though. Of course, I'm way more active with chat and all that stuff as well. It's always a fun time and I can't wait to see some of you guys there. But thanks for watching.